He's one of those guys that they say is a dog, right? Hey, it's time for Football 101, and we're talking today about Demarcus Lawrence. Coming into this game, he was doing everything right, and yet the stats just weren't going his way. You know, he didn't have a sack, and the Seahawks defense went out and got 7 sacks, 17 quarterback hits. He had 5 of them, and he had 2 sacks. So it just kind of, he just kind of hung in there, and he did all the right things. And then the stats started coming to him, and this was a kind of a breakout game for Demarcus Lawrence. We're going to look at this play here, and this really involves just the entire defense and how well they played. They came off a pretty bad performance, giving up over 400 yards and 38 points. And so they just went back to the basics. And you're going to see here not just Demarcus Lawrence, but also we're looking at Kobe Bryant and Nick Emanwori. Nick Emanwori is one of those players that is very mature for his age. He does the right thing almost every time. And on this, and this is where they've kind of had trouble against Tampa, they turned the play back in. That's the most important thing. This is a team with a lot of speed, a lot of talent, a bunch of first rounders. They're trying to get to the edge. And Seahawks just shut it down. So these guys just recognized right away that this was going to be a little screen to Travis Hunter, who's a tremendous athlete. They're trying to get him out on the edge and use his speed. But you see here, Demarcus Lawrence really recognized this right away. Now, of course, Emanwori definitely did, and he came up and he's keeping outside leverage, turn everything back in. It's the most simple concept of defense, and it's surprising how many times that doesn't get done. But Nicky Emanwori does a great job of staying outside. He turns it back in, funnels it to Kobe Bryant, who makes a great tackle. But yeah, you look, these 3 right here have him surrounded, basically. So this play is going nowhere, and it's just a very fundamental thing. But the reason why I put this one in for D-Law is that, he doesn't really make the play, but he's ready, he's there, and, just playing good team defense together. Let's look at the other play where we talked to him on Monday, and he said, yeah, I should have picked this pass off, because I asked him specifically about this play and whether it was a peel type of thing, because both the tight end and Etienne, the running back, go this way. And but he said, no, I just read the play. So, but he does something really important that's first. He takes care of business first, and that's take on the blocker. So you'll see when he gets into number 72 here, he stands him straight up, and you can kind of see it in the video. He kind of shocks the guy, and you can see his head pop up. So this guy's beat, right? He's standing straight up. Demarcus is underneath him. And then he reads the play, and he does get pretty close to actually picking this ball off. See, there he is on the outside here, and I don't see his hands going up or anything like that, but maybe another beat or tick or whatever, he gets there. But what he does end up doing is making a tackle for about 6 yards deep. So that's really a great heads-up play by him. And again, trying to get their players out on the perimeter. They got a bunch of great athletes. And look at these guys with their route too. They're all headed to the outside to try to turn everything back in. Didn't need it in this situation, but D-Law makes the tackle here. And I think he's one of those guys that they say is a dog, right? Like, he is out there working every single play. And he's an older guy. He was complaining to us about how when he wakes up in the morning these days that there's always something different that's wrong. But I'll tell you what, he was a great addition to this defense. And now what you're starting to see is when you see plays like that, and it's such a perfect example, the first one especially, it's like, guys, just everybody do your job. Always turn the play back inside. That's where all the pursuit is coming from. And that's what they got done.